let's get into it. This weekend was the match.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson playing in Florida. Tiger Woods' home course, pouring rain. I watched all 6 hours, 6 hours, whatever it was. I watched every single minute of it. It was phenomenal. As a golf guy myself, I love golf. I play golf every weekend, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times, depending if I can get out during the week. It was fun watching these two pros, who have a rivalry but are also buddies, off the course, in Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods. Phil Mickelson's just a good hangout kind of guy. Like he's your buddy that talks shit on the course, that has a good time, like that, the fun razzing type. And then you have Peyton Manning, who's just cerebral, but he's also just a solid dude. And then Tom Brady, who everybody always thinks is perfect, who was not playing so perfect until he knocks in a birdie from, 100 and some odd yards and sinks this beautiful backspin hit. It was fun just watching those guys banter off the course, off the tour, and then seeing Tom Brady struggle, never pulling out his driver. Which, look, I've been there. You get scared of the driver, and then you're like, I'm just going to tee up with the 3-wood. And, but as he was struggling, I'm like, maybe it's time to take the driver out and see what you can do with it, because he was practicing with it. They raised $20 million. You can't dispute that either. They took a different spin to it. The folks over at, TBS TNT really looked at this as a different way of projecting the sport, which was fun. I mean, I think there were guys who never watched golf, who don't like golf, who watched it because they needed something live. They saw this as a great opportunity to entertain themselves, and they were entertained. What did you think? You said you watched a little bit of it.
I watched a little bit of it. I probably watched about 20 or 30 minutes. First of all, that rain was ridiculous. Yeah. It just never stopped. I honestly thought that was the future of golf. Just the setup. You got cameras in the cars. They're all mic'd. You can hear them talking to each other. Well, Tiger didn't really talk, but you can hear everybody else talking to each other. They can talk to the announcers, like Brady was talking trash to Chuck. I'm pretty sure you're a better golfer than Tom Brady. Peyton is hilarious still. It's just his delivery. And while I knew that Phil obviously is an amazing golfer, just his assessment of what is going on in the game and how to hit something and how to play it. It was like, oh my God. You just said, I'm going to hit this right up there with a little backspin. It's going to stop about 2 feet short, and then boop, and he does it. It was like, holy crap.
And it's like, see that dark spot right there? You kind of want to avoid this. You want to do that. There were a couple times where Tom's like, what club? And then, Phil goes 7-iron. And I'm like, no, not 7-iron. That's a 7-iron for you, not a 7-iron for him. Like, that's part of the problem with playing golf is people get egotistical. They pull out driver, or they pull out wood when they should be pulling, or they pull out an iron when they should be pulling out their hybrid or their wood because they're scared of what other guys might think of them. Look, there's some par 3s where I'm like, I can't reach that with a 6-iron or even a 5-iron. So I am going to pull 3-wood and take a shorter stroke and get to the green, right? Because there's no ego. I just want to play well. I want to have fun playing it. But some guys will pull out an iron and hit it short, or hit it, in one direction versus the other. And I'm like, yeah, it's not a pissing contest. Just go out and play to your game. That was one of the things. I totally agree with you. They need to keep doing these. You got to see good shots and bad shots, which is not like the tour. The tour usually only plays the really good shots, and then maybe some really bad or some kind of disheartening type shots where it misses it by a few inches or what have you. But the Pro-Ams, they absolutely need to do this. They can do this on the tour if they just follow one pair, right? And just follow them throughout. And you're right, miking them up and listening to them. And they've dabbled. I feel like golf is a sport like baseball where it's hard to adapt certain, technological advances cultural advances. So hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully this will show. It's very different than the tailor-made event a week prior, which had a foursome go out and play, and it was covered very, very traditionally, like a golf sporting event, which was kind of a snooze fest to me. And so I think seeing those things, comparing them to each other, definitely this one was far and away better, but they raised a lot of money